Money boy, money boy, money boy. Trade. Money boy, money boy, money boy. Trade.
Private jet flights overseas. Damn piece.
You know who I am. You know why I'm here. But if you don't, I am MoneyBoy Trey. This is the Toxic Masculinity Show, and I am here with my guy Tony XP Ivory. And today we're trying to figure out what should we feel about these the second wave of coronavirus. Also, as well as what do we do about the restrictions and all of that good stuff. So, XP, how you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Appreciate you once again for having me on to run my mouth. I ain't a nobody.
And
Just
we
trying
we
to
we all nobodies, but we somebodies.
right.
But before we get into this topic, let's talk about some current events.
All
What
right.
are your thoughts on the owner of the cocktail club in Dallas kicking those women out for twerking in his not twerking in his establishment, twerking on his furniture? Let's get that established first. He didn't
Right.
put them out because they were twerking on the floor. No, these beautiful black queens decided they wanted to stand on the chair, the table, the couch, and the glass.
Right. Well, here's the thing. First of all, fans, you got two brothers on here who is an advocate, believer in making America great by putting black women back in the kitchen. And
Absolutely.
I stand by that, and I will forever campaign and rally for that because I do feel like the more that our black women are in the kitchen, the better nutrition our family and the household gets. And what people don't understand is that your diet plays a major part in your psychosis. And I think what it is I see so many women have adopted this whole ratchet, twerking, butt naked dressing mentality as a form of living their best life. And it's sad, and to me, it's a disgrace. And it's not to say that, Big Mama and them didn't have their days, the things they did, but it's like that has become the standard. And it's sad that when I see stuff like that, it's not even a shock to me anymore. What was shocking to me is that the owner had the cahoons enough to say, "Hey, I'm trying to set a standard here. Y'all holler, y'all want respect and want to be protected, but this is what I'm trying to do."
I think he's seen my show. He was
Yeah,
like, fuck. He was like, fuck these hoes. This is not the hood. It's a time and a
right,
place for everything.
right. And I mean, again, I often ask women, I'm like, do you ever one day see yourself being married? Do you ever one day see yourself having a family, or what would your children think, or what kind of legacy you leaving behind? That all over the internet, you're jumping on furniture, twerking. It's like, I tell this story, and I'll be quick about it. There used to be a day when I was a young kid, and you got a girl to the house after courting her or whatever, and man, when she took them clothes off, bro, you was ready to bang that thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a build up. You know, And nowadays, it's like, shoot, I done seen everything black. I go in the bathroom, rub one out, and be done with it. And I'm just being honest because you leave nothing to the imagination. There's nothing to really respect you after I done seen all you goods. I done seen what you pretty much putting out there. The hard part is respecting you now. You showed me that you don't want to be respected.
Well, I don't really have a problem with that. It's the time and the place thing that's for me. We had a family restaurant that's supposed to be kind of like 5 star, whatever. Got fine dine like crystal plates, glasses, glassware, all this stuff. It's supposed to be upscale,
Right.
and you want to twerk at an upscale restaurant on the furniture. There's a time and a place for everything. That wasn't the time nor the place. And I think some of the most appalling stuff was the women that were condoning it, saying, well, if you didn't want them dancing, why were you playing twerk music and all of that? I mean, if they play Garth Brooks, you ain't gonna get up and square dance. If they play elevator music, you ain't gonna like what the fuck. So we can't
Right,
control our impulses to shake our ass now.
right, and again, that, that goes back to psychosis of music. Let me know if can you still see me.
Yeah, I can still hear you and see you.
That
Might want
goes
to put
back to
that
the
do not
psychosis of
disturb
music.
on.
Like I said, I studied music, and I've studied the effects of music has on the brain in college. Certain songs and certain wave patterns will generate certain reactions out of you, and it will cause you to, do certain things. So there is, a thing behind music where certain vibrations will move and motivate you, but that's where self control comes in, and that's where you have to take the onus. Hold on one second.
I'm gonna say also if you got any web pages open or any other apps, close them all down.
But that's
Why
where
he
you have to say, you know what? I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna go against the standard, and I'm gonna try to do something. You know, again, we fought so hard, and I hate to bring this in here, but that's why I said this whole desegregation thing was a big joke to me. It really didn't do much for the black community. We fought so hard to want to be in what was so-called the white establishments because we deemed them better. And now that we're kind of halfway in a position where we can have something that looks and feels like that, why not do it to justice and like you said, a time and a place for everything? And it's like what bothered me was so many people that tried to bash the owner like he was wrong for what he said. And I'm like, dude, this is his place.
right,
He
he
can
can
say
say
whatever the hell he wants.
facts. And that's why he told them, if you don't like it, get the fuck out. It's not like he went straight up to them and came off that way. This was a gradual thing. He had asked them more than once to stop doing it. And at some point, as a grown ass man in your establishment that you worked hard for and that you're trying to get a certain clientele to, you had to just go and be real with them. They didn't understand when he asked them nicely. He asked them, he told them, then he made them stop. He took all appropriate action. He did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. Because had there been a black woman and she said the exact same thing, you know what they would be calling her right now? The next Harriet Tubman. They would be loving her.
Exactly. And again, when when we're ready to have, conversations about that, we're all on this independent women movement and we're all about that, but what about us? Yeah.
We did what he did, where he stood the fuck up and said, you know what? Hell no. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? This is my shit. You in my house standing on my shit. But shout out to that brother at the cocktail club, the Toxic Masculinity Show salutes the hell out of you. And I'm glad to see that your reservations went up after that incident, despite those women trying to tear down your establishment for having to tell them to have some damn home training. You shouldn't have had to tell some grown ass women not to stand on your furniture and twerk. I don't. No nigga was a part of this group. Keep in mind, there was not one nigga that decided to get up and twerk, whether he was gay or straight. No man took part in this twerking on furniture. No man took part in buck jumping, doing none of that. I'm sure they played some gangster walking music or some crip walking music. No guy got up and said, you know what? It was just the women.
Right.
So, what did you think about the overall overall execution of the Mike Tyson whole Legends League thing. I enjoyed every bout.
I actually enjoyed that fight, and I gotta commend Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. Um, Mainly, I gotta commend Mike Tyson. If you study that fight, you see that he threw some dangerous haymakers, but he kind of stopped it, almost like he knew that he could have connected that and knocked Roy Jones the hell out. But out of respect, for the fight, he kind of didn't allow them punches to go all the way through. He gave Roy Jones an ass whooping, no doubt. And Roy Jones, I commend him for standing up and saying, hey, I got the brakes beat off me with them body shots. Mike Tyson is a beast. And I think at this point, folks have clowned Mike Tyson enough. Now it's time to really start listening, because the brother really be having some stuff to say. And it's almost like they made him this monster beast, to where it's like, F your feelings, boy, you're a beast. Because he said, he was like, everybody's worried about Roy Jones, but what about me? I ain't fought in 15 years. Roy Jones just stopped 3 years ago.
Right.
You know,
But I mean, I enjoyed even the undercards. I enjoyed the team light skinned nigga pulling it out. He beat the
yeah.
dark skinned guy, so I was like, damn, team light skinned, you got one. I enjoyed Bayou Jack doing one for the ancestors. But then Jake Paul and his ancestors came back and got Nate Robinson, and then we had the last one. So it was great. Jake Paul, I will fight you, bro. I'm talking shit. That was Nate Robinson. He thought you was just an old punk ass white boy, and he could come in there and just, I will box you, bro. What's up? I ain't got no training like Nate. By the time we fight, you will be on like your second fight. So, you ain't got that much more experience there. What's up? I'm talking shit. YouTuber, come see me. So I heard your live the other day, and I guess I came in the middle, and you were making good points about small businesses being affected and things of that nature, and a club being shut down. And I was with you till you made it about race. I thought I had you on the dark side with me, but apparently over Thanksgiving is something you watch some Hidden Colors movies and you snap back into it. But
Right.
other than that, I agree with what you were saying. So could you recap what it was that you were saying
Right.
the other day?
And understand too, like part of my reasoning for sliding race in there, it makes good conversation, and I welcome, healthy debates back and forth. I feel like that's the way we can get to a solution, is to have healthy conversations. So though I may slide something in, it's simply to get that audience to get to talking. So basically what happened was, I went by, there was a club in Memphis by the name of Dubai, and basically they were getting their stuff put out yesterday. And I drove by there because, when the mainstream media news comes by to report on black issues, it's tend to be one-sided. And I personally can speak on that because I've done several interviews with the news. And I know they wasn't going to make them, but I'm still going to stand up and say the truth. And so I wanted to go by there to give a realistic journalistic perspective on our way. And so I went by there and, got to, streaming, and I talked about how so many black businesses and black men in general have been left out during this pandemic. And I said, in a pandemic, I don't feel like any of the clubs should really be open if they're not following the guidelines and not following the safety precautions. But if you're going to close them down, then don't forget about them, because though we may look at it as a tavern or a place to come get drunk and to shake booties and asses, there's people in there who take care of their families: bartenders, cooks, waitresses, security, DJs. These people take care of their families off that money. And when you snatch that away from them, some people, that's their only source of income. So I said, in that regard, if we can pull $3 trillion out the air for a pandemic, not backed by gold or anything. You just pulled it out of thin air and started, man, trying to revitalize the economy. Then think about these businesses, because as we know, Black America has been affected real hard by this pandemic. And so that was what my basis of my live was about. And you know, I said that when we tend to make it about the race card, here's the thing. Right now is the perfect opportunity for those who say the white man is against us and we need to do this and we need to do this. Well, what I was saying was, here's our opportunity to actually be about it and stop whining on Facebook about what the white man has done. If you love Black America, here's your opportunity to band together and start supporting. Because talk with no action gets no results. We can talk about what slavery done to us. We can talk about what Jim Crow done. But at the end of the day, you can talk about that. But if we ask you to share this video or click like, you won't even do that. So again, you're part of the problem that you're whining about.
I'm glad you said that. With that being said, if you don't like this video, you ain't Black. If you don't share this video, you ain't Black. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, you ain't Black. The links for all of those things that I just mentioned are below in the title, highlighted in blue, easy for you. And just like the church, if you would like to offer a financial blessing, a monetary blessing, there's a Cash App floating across the bottom of the screen, as well as a PayPal link in the description as well. I'm like Umar Johnson. I can't do this without your donation, so run them or you ain't Black. So,
Right.
XP, when was the last time Club Dubai was open?
Um, to my recollect, um, it wasn't that long ago. Uh, all the clubs on Winchester was pretty much wide open. But here's the thing, and I was having a conversation with people the other day. The downfall of where people make the mistake of going into a business, not just a club. Now I'm speaking on brick and mortar businesses, is that most people go into a lease situation with their business when they're ready to get an office or they're ready to open up a restaurant or a club. And because now this is a sad truth, and then it's not playing the race, but a large portion of real estate on the commercial end, and I know because my co-host, Brother Jed, is a real estate agent, he kind of confirmed this, that
Stop
most of your
running for me,
commercial real
Jit.
estate game is white owned. And so it's not about race with them, it's a business move. If I own a building and it's paid for, and I can charge you $6,000 to $7,000 a month, and you stay there 10, 15 years, look how much money I'm getting. I didn't pay for that building 4 and 5, 10 times. So in the interest of real estate companies, it's better in their interest to lease the building out to you as opposed to you buying it. And I tell people that leasing it could be your biggest downfall, because you really don't have much protection when you're leasing. When you're leasing a building, you slip away and miss 1 month, that landlord has the right to evict you unless you're covered under some special renter's protection, like how it was during the pandemic. That renter's protection has been lifted. But when you're buying a building, you have more leeway. They have programs in place that will help you get back on track with your mortgage. And so that's why I tell people that it's all about playing the game the right way. A lot of times, and I'm just going to be frankly honest, there's a lot of Black people in this city who have money but don't know a thing about business. You just have a good idea and a little money because you hustled in the streets, or mom and them left you some money, or you know what I'm saying, or you found somebody to invest in you. That's why I tell us as a people, or anybody, not just us, if you're going to go into business, you need to get some kind of professional training on how to run a business, be able to make the best decisions that will work for you in the long run. And I said this the other day. I said, Look at Winchester and the amount of clubs that's on Winchester, right? You got Love, you had Dubai Gone, you had Indulge, you got the Meek. These are all clubs that are on Winchester. They are less than a 5-mile radius from each other. I said, would it be smart for the club owners to come together and put some type of organization together to say, hey, we're going to have meetings at least every 3 months or every quarter, so we can bounce ideas off of each other, figure out how to protect each other, as opposed to keep saying, hey, you know what? I want your club shut down or your business shut down because I'm trying to get all the money. So I think that's the thing that we have to prepare for going into the next year. If you're going to go into business, don't be in a rush to jump out there just to say you're doing something. Prepare your business to where it works for you in the long run.
Now, do you think Dubai's downfall was because of COVID-related issues, or is it kind of what you just mentioned about the market being oversaturated? Because Curtis Givens
Right.
just out the blue just sold out a Black Affair. I didn't even know about this shit until the night of, and he brought the damn city out
Right.
amidst COVID. Matter of fact, you niggas wanted to mail in y'all damn voting ballots, but you motherfuckers went to the Black Affair. I can't stand y'all. I can't stand y'all.
Right. Here's the thing, and it goes back to what it is we do. You know, though we're giving out information and we're trying to educate you, motivate you, at the end of the day, we are media, right? We all bring an audience to the table. The downfall of most businesses, and especially Black businesses, is that when they're putting their business plans and their models together, they never take into account that you have to have a marketing. Now I'm gonna ask your listeners out there: does anybody know what an acquisition cost is? Customer acquisition cost. Okay, so that means that how much money do you have to spend in order to get a customer in your establishment? See, where Curtis Givens wins over everybody else is he understood the marketing aspect. So he built relationships with radio stations, right? And he used them to his advantage. He garnered relationships with people like Devin Steele, which Devin Steele ran radio and the whole time he was in radio, which means Devin Steele had relationships in other markets. He understood that. Curtis Givens paid what he weighed, and he had the backing of the radio stations behind him. So when you build that marketing, right, it's an era of mystery. People want to come to Curtis Givens events because they feel like the who's going to be in the building. A politician told me in a private meeting, Memphis has a champagne taste on a water budget. So people want to be seen, right? Because they want people to think I got money. If you think of, and I'm gonna stop after this because I can run on forever when we talk about this. The movie White Man Can't Jump, one of my favorite movies of all time. White boy said in the movie, he said Black people will rather look good losing than to look bad and win. We too busy trying to look good losing than to look regular and win. We too busy trying to buy the Gucci and the Pradas to look good for other broke folk, and we lose. People were in there, and the main thing, if you watch those videos or listen or the people's posts, there wasn't bashing the all Black. Man, I was popping bottles. Man, I was in that thing. I was too turned. It was all about popping bottles, spending money, showing expensive clothes. And it was a stunt show. Is basically what it was. But the reason why occurred, right? So he's built himself where, hey, I can grease some palms. I can pay some folk off to get what I want. A lot of these people coming in the game, they ain't got that kind of greed. Like I said, their mama left them some money, big mama. They was selling a little something in the streets. and now they want to clean up their money. But you got to understand that to play in them kind of fields, it takes a real large amount of money to play in them games. The club game is a risky game, and like I said, I just named you about 5 or 6 clubs, all in the same vicinity. And what are they doing? Recycling the same singers. You know what I'm saying? They hire these nightclub singers, and they all bouncing from the same clubs. One night they at Love, the next night they at the Menu, next night they at Dubai. Then they over here at the Level. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a doggy dog world. And I think Curtis has just been able to make people feel like his stuff is just an upper echelon feeling. People want to feel like they're amongst other rich people, and that's what he's been able to create, that vibe. Whether it is or not, it's just what he's been able to do.
Kenneth Hart hit the link. But yeah, I'm glad you said that because I just had this conversation with Casey Austin earlier, and it's because I hate to be one of them people to actually make an excuse for the shit. But since I'm putting it out there publicly, there's no longer an excuse for it. We have been told that you have to look like money to make money when that's the exact opposite. You
Right,
have to you don't have to look like you have money to make money. What you should be doing is investing into what it is that you're trying to do more than your look, because if you have talent, no matter how you look, your talent is what's going to draw the people.
right,
So you don't have to
exactly,
look like $1 million to shoot a damn video. If you like, what good is it looking like $1 million in your video, and then you got to go find the cheapest videographer out there to shoot your video? So
right,
your quality ain't there. Your clothes quality is top notch, but your music quality, your video quality, and your recording quality is trash because you went to your homeboy and had him record you instead of going to an actual studio.
right. And again, I've sat in meetings with multi-millionaires was in here, from black folks to white folks, and they all said the same thing. Like, they wasn't in there in Gucci, they wasn't in there in Prada. These folks was in regular clothes. You know, and the thing is like, we're going broke trying to prove we got money. Like, for what? We're in the middle of a pandemic. Who cares? You know, I tell people all the time, whatever I own or what I got going on, I don't even want people to know I'm the owner. Like, I'm not hung up on needing that fame and notoriety, because,
Are we really in a pandemic though? Are we really?
well, I'm gonna say this. I don't believe that we really, really are in a pandemic. I believe the media is in a pandemic. The mainstream. I believe I believe they're hyping this thing up, and they have an agenda, and I believe that whatever that agenda is, it's working for them. And one thing about, I know, and us as a people, we're emotional, and they play off those emotions. I think a lot of people respond, they act out of emotions. And I tell people all the time, come back and talk to me without the emotions and watch me have a whole totally different conversation.
Bro, we just had a black affair. The Cowboys just had about 50,000 people in the stadium on Sunday. I mean, on Thanksgiving. Are we really in the middle of a pandemic? But shit like the 49ers can't play at home for the next 4 weeks. They're playing in Arizona for 2 home games because the county that their stadium is in has banned um, has banned contact sports, so that affects like hockey, college football, and all of that stuff. And I made a comment on this lady's YouTube post earlier where she was saying that I was saying that I would sell my soul. And I was like, if I said, because I'm of the belief that there is no heaven or hell, I said, so what good is a soul? I said, of course I'd sell it. And she was like, well, selling your soul means giving up your free will. And I said, haven't we given up our free will already simply because we're wearing masks because they told us to? And I said, it seems like your definition of free will is their creative control. I said, if that's all free will is, then yes, I would give up creative control to be able to own my own studio like Tyler Perry and to build my own home with a fucking runway on it because I'm having my plane pulling up. So if I got to give up some creative control for that while employing thousands of black people, I'm down for that.
Right. To each his own. You know, I mean, because the thing is, whether you want to or not, we all give up something on a daily to survive in this world. If you go to a job, your manhood or your sisterhood is shoved up under the front of that door when you walk in that building.
Facts.
You have to yes sir, no sir. You have to tuck your tail for 8 to 12 hours. Stuff you want to smack a person about, you have to go cool off. We all give up something, right? And if we're gonna address the Bible believers and the holier than now, we all give up a piece of the soul every day. And according to the good book, that's what the forgiveness is for, right? See, if we gonna try to study this Bible or we gonna try to live this, we gotta actually understand what we saying and not just because it's cool or we want to be some great philosopher. If you're gonna follow it, at least follow it the right way. That's all I'm saying. Don't pick and choose what part of it, because we're confusing the people and we're running people away by miseducation of doctrine, is what I say. There's no way you can live on this earth and get anything from a job to anything without giving up a piece of what you feel like is yours. But the thing is, when you get to where you're going, you make those moves to where you're not codependent on it anymore.
Right. Because, I mean, and her response was, well, wearing a mask is a ritual and there's ways of getting around the mask, but I mean, there's ways of getting around everything. We still have given up our free will because we have to wear masks. And even to go further, we've given up free will because they've told us that there's a certain amount of people that could be here. If you go out of town, you got to be quarantined and all of that. Like they have, you can't get on a plane. They have, there's no way around it. They have taken our free will. I can't go to a basketball game. And that's what I was saying on I was like, I don't really feel sorry for clubs because I mean, I don't go to clubs, but I do go to basketball games and I can't go to a Tiger game at the FedEx Forum, but people can go to the club and dance.
Right. And again, and that's what I said. I said, you allow people to go into a FedEx where there's hundreds of thousands of workers out there on any given day. You know, these warehouses have hundreds.
They're socially distanced, sir.
And there's no social distancing.
Yes, there
You
is.
stand. You
FedEx is
working on.
huge.
You're working.
They space them out
Right.
now. They space them out.
Right. But it's none of that going on. But they're okay with that because that's profit. You know, I stay in an area where I live between two train tracks, and every 15 to 20 minutes, I can almost count it. Never fails. Trains are coming through here, full of cargo, and I'm like, is it really a pandemic? Look how much goods and services is passing through here. Every 10 to 30, maybe 30 minutes, sometime an hour may go by, but consistently there's a flow of trains coming between these two sets of tracks of merchandise and goods. So how much of a pandemic are we really in? Because somebody's buying this stuff. They're consistently shipping it and making it. They ain't sitting in the office saying, hey, we making this product and ain't nobody buying it. Somebody buying it. Where the money coming from? So again, it's all in how you look at it.
I will admit I indulged in my Black Friday and Cyber Monday shopping. I'm guilty of it. Shout out to Amazon. Y'all are the real MVPs out here. Amazon, I love y'all. I do.
Oh yeah. I mean, Amazon has been an excellent help to things that I've been trying to do. Just in media and music. They pretty much have anything you can think of. You can go on there, 2 days shipping, and the prices are unbelievably just budgeted right for a person that's falling on the budget.
Shout out to Jet Lucas at the Java and Jazz show. Stop ducking me, bruh. Stop ducking. I am the debate that you do not want to have. You know this. I'm the one. But shout out to y'all over there doing y'all thing. What's the name of the media company y'all got?
It's called Visicom, short for visual communications.
What do y'all got going on over there?
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're on live. 7 a.m. to, we say 8:30, but most of the time we go to 9, sometimes 9:30, depending on how deep the topic is. And we're just trying to build a platform for good quality media. We don't try to put a cap on anybody's opinions. You pretty much got the freedom to do what you want to do. But we're trying to build this media company up just in the same way as like a Tyler Perry, and just be able to create jobs. That's our goal.
So do y'all have like studio time per se? Do y'all rent
We
out the
do.
setup?
Yeah, we do have a facility if you want to come in and do your radio show. If you want to produce a show, we do have a studio fully equipped, and we do offer airtime, and we do offer advertising packages. If you're interested, you can get with us off air, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We're aimed in producing just great content.
Contact you off air where, sir? You gotta let them know where to
Okay,
contact you.
you can hit me up. I'm on all social medias. It's all the same. It's Tony XP Ivory. Gmail is Tony XP Ivory. Or you can call me at 901-438-2504. I done had the same number since forever, and we'll continue to have that number, 901-438-2504.
Do y'all have a Facebook page?
Yes, it's Visicom Media Group. That's VIZICOM Media Group. It's on Facebook. You can follow us.
See, I'm supposed to be Facebook's supposed to be the first thing you went to. I gotta keep schooling you old cats. So with this second wave, have there been more deaths than the first wave? And why aren't any of these athletes dying from this? We heard about football players every fucking day catching COVID. And most of them, none of them have been hospitalized. Zero have
Right.
been hospitalized from it. And most of them said they didn't experience any symptoms.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't know how many people got to see Kevin Hart's latest comedy special, but it kind of adds to my theory that this whole thing is BS, and it's a man-made plot. Kevin Hart made a joke about COVID. He said that um, when COVID first hit, him and Tom Hanks were the first two celebrities to get COVID. Now, Kevin Hart admitted that he didn't have any symptoms and did not even know he had COVID. Somehow he went to go get a COVID test, found out he had it. And he was laughing and joking, saying that I never told the world because I'm not as big of a name as Tom Hanks. He said when Tom Hanks made his announcement, he was like, I was ready to, tell the world I got COVID. And he basically was like bragging about it, like it was gonna get him special notoriety. I'm the first celebrity to get COVID, and I'm okay, and this, that, and the third. But he was like, he didn't want to announce it because basically, Tom Hanks. And so I'm like, if people are dying from this, and this is supposed to be a bad thing, why are you on here joking that it would be some bragging rights for you to boast about? And secondly, how could you have this virus, have no symptoms? Then what the hell are they testing for? How would they find something if there's no proof? Symptoms would mean that they would show some evidence of it being there. That's where it gets confusing. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, they claim they're testing to make sure that you don't have it and that most people are asymptomatic. So if we're asymptomatic, there's nothing to worry about because most of us don't get the common cold that accompanies this shit.
Right. So I mean, again, it's all confusing, and I feel like I totally agree with you saying on Facebook. How did China cure their COVID problem in such a speedily manner with no vaccination? I mean, it was almost like 1 week China got COVID. The rest of 2 weeks later, the whole world has it, and a week later, China's cured.
And they have almost 2 billion people in their
Yeah,
country. Almost 2 billion people in their country. And they still do not have a vaccine.
right.
But you ain't
You
heard
know, I
about
just
China anymore.
no, you don't. I have this weird conspiracy theory that I tend to throw out there, and I don't know if it, catches any bait or whatever. But I had this theory that the the world is overpopulated, right? And because of greed, we have pretty much destroyed this planet, right? All, almost to the point that pretty soon it's going to be unlivable from pollution and just all the evil things that we do. I don't even say evil. For some, it may be, but just for things that we do to try to keep the population living. Because with it being overcrowded, we have to feed people, we have to house people, and therefore work and plants and all these things, transportation has to go forth source. So what I believe, and this is just my theory, I could be wrong, but this is just my theory, is that that's the reason, one of the reasons why they're going into space so much. I feel like they're trying to find another livable planet because this planet is almost
They ain't going
destroyed.
to space, son. Them niggas ain't never been to the moon. They ain't going to no damn space.
Exactly. It's an
If you can't get
illusion.
to if you can't get to space, how can you get to the if you can't get to the moon, how can you look for livable spaces past the moon?
You can't. But this is the theory that but this is what they're trying to, the mirage that they're trying to feed us. And it's almost like if you think about the Avengers movie with Thanos, when he got all 5 rings, one of his first missions was to depopulate the Earth. And I feel like they're using all this mirage that's going into space, this pandemic, all as an excuse to depopulate the Earth. I do feel like this Earth is destroyed. I do feel like that they have killed the ozone layer. That nature has been tampered with in a manner that we might not be able to recover from. And I feel like they don't know what to do other than depopulate. Again, just my theory, I could be wrong. And I think that's what all of this stuff is really about. How many people can we try, whether we actually do it or not? How many people can we kill off in order to try to save the greater of this planet, to pull back, to scale back? So
Hey,
that's just my theory. I could be wrong.
yeah, you sound like you wearing a tinfoil hat right now. Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people die every day? They don't need any depopulation tactics because, like, if you do a worldwide count, I'm sure millions of people die every day. So they don't need any special depopulation taxes, just natural living, natural causes, gun violence, COVID, flu, pneumonia, car wrecks, alcohol, all of that shit, overdoses. People die all the time, every day. Life just catches up with them. So they don't need any special tactics for that.
No, but I mean, but all of those go back to what I said. Alcohol that has been created, guns were created. These are man-made creations, and I'm quite sure they knew that though it may have been some pleasure out of drinking, They knew it, what side effects could lead to death.
Well, it's still cause and effect of life. Like you're born to die, so everybody has an expiration date, no matter the means. No
Right.
matter. Everybody's going down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Toxic Masculinity Show, episode 23. I am here with Tony XP Ivory, and we've been talking about a lot of everything, but we're mostly sticking to this coronavirus and what this second wave means, and why haven't we heard about world coronavirus cases? It seems like all we're hearing about is US cases, and they're not really reporting a lot of deaths as they once were doing. They're just pointing out cases. And it still has a
Right.
99.9, was it like 99.7% recovery rate?
Right.
What y'all get? This is an open panel, so anybody wants to join in, click the link. If you want to send me a financial what do they call it in the church? Uh, uh, um,
A blessing.
sow a blessing, sow a financial blessing into this show.
Right.
Cash out floating across the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm just saying though, like, who do we blame for this now? Are we blaming Trump still for what's going on with Corona, or is this Biden? Is it officially Biden's watch?
Well, I would say this. I don't personally know who to put the blame on, but I will say life is about self accountability. So it's really as an individual what you choose to do and how you choose to handle whatever it is you do in life. It's about your decisions that you make. You know, you can be careless or you can be smart about it. Because one thing I've learned is that regardless of what president we had, we gonna be what we gonna be.
Joe Biden, if you the president, can you hurry up and send them stimuluses out, my nigga? And can you make it like 30, what is it, 2,400 this time instead of 12? Fuck with your boy. We got you
And
in,
also,
sir.
Mr. Biden, can you
I
fix the
voted for you
part?
because I voted for you because you told me I wasn't black if I didn't, and I did not want to be white. So I voted for you. So I need that $2,400 stimulus check, please, sir.
Right. And I need you to fix it so I can actually get mine this time.
Oh man, fix his taxes. Fix it. What you do wrong?
I didn't
You
do
didn't
anything
qualify.
wrong. Years ago, even though I was married, the state of Tennessee decided to put me on 4 years of back child support. Being married to the mother of the child and the child living with us, they decided to put me on 4 years of back child support. Said they wanted to charge me for the 4 years of the child's life when me and the mother was together but wasn't married. So they hit me with 4 years of back child support, which totaled $11,000, which I've been paying every week since they put me on the back child support. I haven't missed a payment. Even with losing my job, COVID, I've still been making the weekly payments. And they tell me I get my stimulus, but we're gonna take it for back child support. So
Oh,
there, so my 1,200 went to the state towards the balance of this 11,000.
state of Tennessee, y'all ain't shit. Child support department, y'all ain't shit. So they got the taxes and the stimulus. Dirty motherfuckers.
Yep.
You know the bad part about that is that the back child support is for shit like benefits you didn't have no part in getting, and they wouldn't charge her a dime for it. It's free for
Right.
her, but it costs
Right.
you.
Right. Yep.
That's terrible. That is
Yep.
why I'm a toxic masculinist. Y'all ain't shit. The women, y'all just allow this shit. Don't matter if the nigga good or not, y'all like, fuck it, I could get a free check. Money moves y'all.
Yeah,
So I'm speechless. Shit.
man.
Money. Oh,
And that's why, I said if you're gonna push this pandemic movement, then fix that part of the CARES, because that's something that was left out of the CARES Act. And I know it's a great line on that, but again, you have a lot of men that owe back child support, but is actually paying, hadn't missed a payment, and it's still penalized. So
yeah, because they could have definitely wrote it in there like that. But that's where, like, us as men that are going through that, we have to start getting in contact with our legislators, the ones that we can, whether it's local or at the congressional level, and let them know that it's a lot of that we're still normal working class people, and we need a hand as well. Because one thing about it, most of
most
those
definitely.
lawmakers that we will be interacting with are men themselves. They've seen their dads and uncles and friends go through the same type of shit. But if we don't speak up about it and we don't make a fuss or an issue about it, the women ain't gonna do it. They too worried about their own issues. They're too worried about being ready to twerk at a restaurant and not being called out for it. You're supposed to just let us do what we want to do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, these next 4 years are going to be very interesting, needless to say. But again, one thing I stand firm on believing is that when you personally have a plan and you personally figure out what works for you, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I've been through a many administration. I've had some success. I've been poor and homeless during some administrations, but I'm still here. So is that when you get your plan together, it doesn't really matter. You're able to figure out what works for you. You'll be all right.
Why did you say black people were left out of the stimulus package and the PPE when niggas was the main ones online boasting talking about how they got the 10 G's and committing fraud?
Well, the thing was is and that's a gray area too, because I've seen a lot of people who didn't have businesses were able to sneak and scam and get the money, and I'm like, that's just something that I did not quite understand. And I guess what I meant by black people, I meant we should clear that up. A lot of black businesses that were actually legit businesses were left out of that. And so that's what I meant by that. Um, Not necessarily black people, but people who actually had a business.
I think small business owners in general did it. Cause look at the people that own all the shit on Bill Street. You don't think they were affected by the initial response and guidelines that the state of Tennessee put on? And
Well,
most of
here's the
those
thing.
were bars and clubs, not
Yeah,
restaurants.
all of Memphis, and let me say that too, yeah, because I need to clear that up. If you own a club or a restaurant in the city of Memphis or in Shelby County, everybody was affected by that. It was a very tough time for all businesses. But I know a lot of black owned businesses, and I've had a chance to sit down and speak with them, and they were just honest that it was just a little 10 times harder for them to bounce back than some of the others. Now, what I will say is this, and it goes back to what something like KC said. I also saw a lot of black businesses very frivolous with their money, right? And that's why I go back and say that some differences between the white businesses that were businesses with ours is how they choose to handle their finances during this difficult period. if you know your business is struggling, it ain't a good idea for you to go buy a brand new Mercedes or this or buy that. If your business was struggling, vacationing should have been out the picture. If your business was struggling, then you say, hey, you know what? I ain't gonna buy the polo shirts today. I'm gonna get me a V-neck out the gas station to be cool with it. You see what I'm saying?
Agreed.
You know, so where struggle comes responsibility. Make the adjustments. If you're a football team and the plays ain't working, what do? Adjust the plays and practice. If your business is struggling, then it's the time for you to say, well, I got to cut back. I used to get my hair done 4 times a month. My business struggling. I'm going to go 1 time a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might have to wear a wig. I might, as a dude, I might have to wear a baseball cap or a skull cap till I get back to where I'm going. You know, I'm used to going $100 dinners. Let me hit the dollar menu or cook at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just things that you can do personally and then what's going on that you can help kind of take the tension off just a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about perspective and priorities.
Right.
Perspective, priority, responsibilities. I had a third one in there. Everybody don't have it. That's why it's a survival of the fittest mindset with me. And that's just it sounds cruel, but that's just how it has to be. You have to have a survival of the fittest mentality because that's what the world has. Nobody's going to feel sorry for me. So, like 2020, COVID forced you, if you were a small business, to either rebrand or come up with you another contingency, like shit, drive you an Amazon truck or work in a warehouse until shit got back to normal to keep your bills paid. It forced you to
Right.
learn how to do pop-up shops and shit like that. It forced you to have to interact with people via social media.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. This is a quote that I heard on Facebook. And if there ever was a quote that you got called out on, I seen so many people get on this blue app, on Instagram, on Twitter. Oh, if you just gave me some time, some free time, boy, I'd get this business off the ground and I'll do this and I'll do that. Well, look at it. The guy came through. Here come a COVID. Folk lost their job. And what happened? You didn't start no business. You slept on the couch, played your Xbox. I mean, again, it goes back to, you know, some self accountability. You know, you ask for things, but you gotta have a plan with it. You know, we can't always play the blame game. Some things we gotta take some self accountability for.
Absolutely. You got anything else you want to go into?
I just want to say, you know, before we, you know, get out of here or whatever, support media. You know, you may not always agree, but somebody might agree. Share these videos. You know, I've known people to come on the show and won't even share it, and they was a guest on the show. I ain't told nobody about I was on the show or on a show. Share these videos. Like, comment.
Oh, we can keep going if you want to. I was just asking, was there anything else you wanted to touch on? Jet, you gonna make me call in and get you. I want to plan something, but you was gonna make me call in because you duck it. You gonna make me get you, Jet. I'm trying to. I'm
I can't
trying.
see I can't see the videos. I pretty much, man, feel like I covered everything I needed to cover. We're gonna go in some more tomorrow in in the morning on the radio. Got some things and because this whole uh Curtis Givens, this bubble thing, it's still unfolding. There's still more stuff that's gonna come behind this, and it's gonna be interesting to see how this thing plays out, and how it will affect other businesses that's in the same realm as what he's in.
But to be quite honest, you haven't heard a lot of people running around Memphis talking about they know somebody that died from COVID. Let's just be real. I'm not saying it ain't none, but it's not a whole bunch of people having this story for all the people that have died or have caught it. I still
Nah, well,
today only know one person personally that has caught it.
well, I know right now I got some ex it's an ICU right now dealing with it. So, but I mean, again, you know,
And
some
what
some
else is
some
wrong
people
with them?
broadcast, some people don't. You know, that's
What
just, again, it's a lot of gray areas dealing with this situation. Yeah,
what else
all I
is
can
wrong?
say is, man,
What else is wrong with that in-law, or is it just COVID?
um, no, I mean, one is almost old as dirt. So I mean, it's probably, whether it was COVID or not. I mean, at some point you're gonna have underlying health issues.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been MoneyBoy Trey, Tony XP Ivory, Toxic Masculinity, episode 23. Like, share, subscribe, comment, subscribe to me on all social media, or you ain't black. I mean, that's it. You ain't black. I know how to shame you niggas now. It worked for Joe Biden. So you ain't black if you don't do any of the stuff that I just said. XP, thanks for coming on. You got
No problem.
your
No problem.
any last rundown, shout out, social media, contact info you want to drop?
Just follow me on all social media. It's Tony XP, and I'm gonna share this show as soon as it is available for share.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.
Money boy, money boy, money boy. Trade. Money boy, money boy, money boy. Trade.
Private jet flights overseas.